A lot of people say that a lot of different things on who called who during that time. Can you clear that up for us?
Yes, actually, you know, sometimes they're not doing this purposely. Sometimes they just have misinformation, the same as myself or anyone else.
That's
you know,
true,
if you don't
true.
know, you just don't know.
That's right.
I think Mary felt that my niece had called me to let me know about Flo, but actually it was my mother that called me to let me know.
So this is where, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we in the Juke Joint like to make sure that things are cleared up. And telling the history of all these great people, a lot of lies were told, a lot of lies were written about different things.
Yes, they were, and you know, and this is what I've tried to do in my book, The True Story of Flo Ballard, From Rags to Riches and Back to Rags. I tried to clear up a lot of the rumors and the misconceptions that have been going around for years concerning my family being illiterate.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, just so many things, you know, and Florence dying from an overdose of barbiturates and alcohol, and even to the point of mentioning some of the things, mentioning the rumors were that she committed suicide. So in my book, that's why I try to dispel a lot of those rumors by including certain documents in the back of my book, such as a copy of her autopsy report, the death certificate, and also a copy of her birth certificate, because it was also rumored that she was born in Rosetta, Mississippi, in someone's book.
No, she's in Detroit.
Yes, and she was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Well, I tell you what, Miss Ballard, what we're going to do right now, we're going to read to our listening audience exactly what Flo passed with and what was wrong with her when she passed. We're going to read that. So if anybody have any second thoughts about it, what actually happened, here we go. Read.
Miss Ballard, yeah, this is from one of those documents that you mentioned in the back of your book. This is from the actual case history. It says, and I'm quoting here, the deceased had a history of consuming some amount of alcoholic beverages, as well as 3 medications, including 3 prescription drugs listed here. But it says blood alcohol at the time of her death was negative. Due to clinical circumstances surrounding the manner of her death, it is highly unlikely that the medications described were significantly contributory to the cause of death. Further toxicological studies in the blood taken shortly after hospital admission show no evidence of these drugs. Blood alcohol shows only a trace of alcohol and is therefore reported negative.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, she died of a blood clot in her heart.
Yes, she did. And if anyone cares to get my book or buy the book, they can go on my website, MaxineBallard.com, and they can view these documents and everything else, and just read the true story of her, and you can come to your own conclusion about how you think she received a blood clot, because she died from a blood clot, and there's so much that surrounds that also. There's a lot surrounding that.
I'll tell you what we're going to do so that we can ease this up a little bit, because I'm already angry myself a little bit. We're going to play something by Flo. Here it goes. Florence singing Walk On By.
Come on, Flo.
If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by, walk on by, walk on by. Make believe that you don't see the tears, just let me grieve in private, 'cause each time I see you.
That's a lot of times I see we're reading in the book where you will hear her screaming on the phone to Barry Gordy or to the people at Motown about her money and about her business at hand. Is that correct?
Yes. After Florence lost her home, she moved in with me with her children, with her 3 children, twins, and Michelle and Nicole, and baby Lisa. I call her baby Lisa to this day, even though they're all grown. They moved in with me, and she would drink a little bit, and of course she'd get on the phone and she'd call Motown, or she'd call Barry, or she'd call Diane, or she'd call Mary, and I imagine that it was just a frustrating experience for her, because the phones, so many phones were smashed against the wall, and I think that it was because of the fact that I guess when a person's drinking, it's hard to communicate with someone, and she ended up getting very frustrated.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do, Miss Ballard. We're going to play Florence speaking herself out of Florence's own words about the money and what she thought happened to the money during the time she was there.
Okay.
Here we go.
No, I didn't. We received an allowance, $225 a week. The other money was supposedly put into savings accounts or stocks, bonds, or the money, for instance, we made on engagements. We never saw this money. It was sent back to Detroit, to Motown. So that was the last I heard of it. I trusted Barry Gordy because I was sure that he would take care of the money, you know. And I believe that the savings accounts and the stocks and bonds were there. I didn't receive any royalty statements or any other type of statements, and I never saw any other contracts that we had for different clubs.
Well, you signed the contracts, though, didn't you?
Just the recording contracts, but there are other contracts that's negotiated to perform in nightclubs.
In other words, you didn't get a ton of money and then squander it.
No.
What do you think of Barry Gordy today?
I dislike him very much, and because I trusted him so much. And and I also had a lot of respect for him at that time also. And after all this happened, after I found that I put my trust and, you know, faith and everything in this man, and the money wasn't there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, you are inside the Juke Joint on 98.7 KISS FM. I'm your host, Leonard Brown, and we are talking to Miss Maxine Precious Ballard, Florence Ballard's sister. And you just heard some words from Florence Ballard herself. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come right back. And you stay with us. Don't move. You want to hear the rest of this. I know you do. Be back in a minute.